Okay, for my capstone, I did an internship with an elementary teacher in the first grade here at CAK. And a few days during the week, I would go down to her classroom during my study hall period and work with her and the kids in her class. And I started this project in early October, and I'm still continuing to do it throughout the rest of the year. And I know sometimes it sounds like it could just be a teacher's assistant kind of job where you just grade papers and copy things, but to me it was so much more. I was able to guide the kids and lead them in different kinds of groups and reading groups, and I was able to design bulletin boards and poster boards and do anything that the teacher would ask me to do. And sometimes I did have to do things, some simple things like grading papers and copying, but I ended up learning so much more than I ever thought I would have. And then my mentor for my project was Mrs. Mindy Blankenship. She's the first grade teacher at CAK, and she's been teaching here for 3 years. And when I first started coming up with my ideas for my capstone, I emailed her, and I just wanted to know, is this something that she would like to do, or would she want someone helping her a few days a week in the classroom, or is this something she didn't really need? But I was really excited to hear that she was overjoyed that I had came to her and emailed her, because she said she had a crazy group of kids this year, and it was going to be nice to have extra hands and eyes around the classroom each day. My thought process behind my capstone was, did I want to do something charity-based or more career-based? And when I was coming up with ideas, I had first thought that I wanted to do something with athletic training, because that's what I thought I wanted to study in college. But then I felt called to do something different, more something with kids. And so another idea that I had was to go to a local church, West Park, down the street, and ask them about any kids programs that they might have that I could participate in and lead. But they didn't really get back to me in a good amount of time, so I had to move along with a different idea. And then that's when I had the idea to do something here at CAK where I could be with kids that I could see every day or go down whenever I felt like. And I wanted it to be something, my project, I wanted it to be something that someone would remember and other people would be influenced by, and not just myself completing a project. My fears and concerns going into this were that, first, that I wouldn't enjoy the process. Like I said, I didn't want it to be something that I just felt like I had to check off hours off of a list to do. I wanted it to be something that I would enjoy going to each day and would have a lot of fun and enjoy myself. And another fear of mine was that it would be too overwhelming or a heavy workload. Because both of my parents are teachers, I see the amount of work and responsibilities that come along with that, and I was afraid that the work might be too difficult for me as just a senior in high school to accomplish or to do. And another one of my fears was that I would struggle connecting with the young children. I've never met any of these kids that I was going to work with before, and so I wasn't really sure if they would want me there or want my help or even like me at all. I just wasn't sure what I was going to be dealing with, and so I was just afraid that I was going to connect with them in the wrong way. And then going into this capstone project, my expectations were to experience a lot of different situations and personalities in the classroom setting. I've never done anything like this before, so it was all pretty new to me. I've grown up in church and gone to Sunday school and done Awanas and stuff, so I've been around kids before, but I've never been able to lead or be in charge or run things on my own. And one of these experiences was the Lorax project, and I'm currently still working on this now. It's a trifold board that I have to design for the book fair in the elementary, and each class does one. And Mrs. Blankenship assigned me to be in charge of the whole thing. She didn't give me any ideas or any tips. She just wanted me to do something of my own that was representative of the class. And another thing that I was expecting going into this was to gain knowledge and understanding. Being a teacher, I didn't know what that was like, and so I expected to just learn a lot about how the classroom has changed from when I was in first grade to how it is now, and just to experience all the different personalities and people that were there. And then one of my last expectations was to see if this could be my future, if being a teacher or working with kids is something that I could study in college or plan to do as a career later on. Some of the things that I learned from this project was, first and probably the biggest, was my love for children. Each day when I would go in there, they would be so excited to see me. They would run and try to give me a hug or a high five or anything, and they would yell, "Hey, Miss Maddie, we're so glad you're back," or something like that. And no day went by that I didn't feel like welcomed or happy to be there. And it just made me feel really special that they cared so much that I would come down to their classroom just to even work with them, or even if I wasn't working with them, they were just still so happy to see me. And another thing that I learned was the importance of devotion and development in their lives. The kids are at such a young age where they're still learning and still looking up to people. When I would go down there, I would know, like, and have in the back of my mind that these kids were looking up to me, seeing what I was doing each time I was there. And so I thought it was like really important to be a good example for them and to pour the right kinds of things into their minds. And then another thing that I learned was the time and work that go into being a teacher. Like I said before, both of my parents have such big responsibilities and a lot of things to do all the time because of being a teacher. And so I just realized that you have to be willing and devoted into this job. You can't just push like certain things aside and overlook things. You have to be fully committed to it. If I could change anything about this project, I wouldn't. I had a really successful and inspirational experience throughout the whole thing, and I feel like that's probably why I'm called to work with kids and probably be a teacher, is because I didn't find anything wrong or anything I would change about my project. And then pursuing other opportunities, I do plan to study elementary education in college. And by doing that, I hope to earn a degree someday and become, hopefully, a first grade teacher. And then by doing this, I could influence the lives of young children in the classroom just by being a good example. And then to finish off my presentation, I have a video of some of the kids that I worked with. They have such a special place in my heart, and they've impacted my life in so many ways. And this video shows some of the ways that I impacted their life as well.
I like Miss Maddie because she helps me on papers and stuff, and she's a very good helper. My favorite thing about you coming was everything, and you're so nice. You helped me open my glue stick once. I'm trying to think about you coming over is
Squirrel.
Take out the pages. Okay, so it's like, does I have to do it? So she's in plus.
I liked when Miss Maddie helped me with my work when I didn't know the word. Miss Maddie is such a great helper. She is so nice. I don't know how to describe her. She is like so cool. She's so nice. I don't think I could ever find another person who's as nice as her. It was very comfortable, and like she was very good at helping for centers, and she was a very good helper. And so when if she was doing centers and she needed to do something else, she could just do it. And so and whenever anybody needed help with seat work, they could just ask her to help.
Wait, what was the last thing you said?
She was very pretty.
Miss Maddie has been such a good helper. She has helped us all figure out workbook pages that we can't understand, and she's been helping Miss Blankenship do some really great things for us. Thank you, Miss Maddie.
And that's all.